G'day everyone and welcome back to Two Buggies in Boston. Today we've been visiting Cinque Terre. Now Cinque Terre was inscribed by UNESCO back in 1997. Now what a lot of people don't know though is Cinque Terre is not just the five lands or the five towns. It also includes Portovenere and the islands of Palmaria, del Tino and del Tinetto. Now first of all we're going to visit the Portovenere, which is probably the one that people don't know when they visit this lovely region. So we first spent the afternoon visiting this wonderful part of the world. Now we based ourselves in La Spezia to visit the whole Cinque Terre region, and to get to Portovenere from La Spezia is a short bus journey of about 20 minutes. The bus number, or should I say letter, is P, and it's well marked. It's a couple of euros each adult, or $1.50 I think it was, to get to Portovenere. Now visiting Portovenere itself, it's a small little port town. Originally it was founded by the Romans. I suppose of the three main sites or monuments to look at is the castle, which is prominently on the hill overlooking the township itself. And this was built in the 7th century. And then two significant churches being the churches of St. Lorenzo, which is halfway up to the castle, and then Church of St. Pietro, or Pietro, and that church is on the promontory of the peninsula. We'd have loved to have visited the three islands of Palmaria, del Tino and del Tinetto whilst visiting Portovenere, although the wind was 30 to 50 knots, and whilst it looked very pleasant, the sea was quite choppy, and the tour guide themselves were hesitant to even take us on the journey. And that journey, even if we did undertake it, would not land at either of the islands but merely circumnavigate it. Our first town to visit was Riomaggiore. This is only 7 minutes located by train from La Spezia, and we arrived there early in the morning. And once you embark from the train station, you walk through a small tunnel into the town itself. Now, legend narrates that the village itself dates back to the 8th century and was founded by a group of Greek refugees. There's the main street, is a covered brook. The River's Mare, which gave the village its name. From the main street depart a lot of the small side streets that wind in the middle of the stairs, tunnels and arches. After exploring Riomaggiore, we attended the information centre prior to undertaking the walk to Manarola. You need to do this to obtain a permit to do so. You can either get a 1, 2 or I think a 3-day walking path, each of those different values. Now the promenade to which links Riomaggiore to Manarola is called the Via dell'Amore, or the Way of Love or Love's Path. Now this pathway was carved into the rock in 1926 to 1928 by the railway workers that were working on the railway from Spezia to Genova. It's a lovely walk back, not only to Manarola but also looking back towards Riomaggiore itself. So when you do undertake the walk, always look back. The town of Manarola is much older than Riomaggiore. The town's placed on the promontory of a dark rock which winds along the covered brook, which defines the main street. Various narrow streets paved in stone depart from here, and steep stairs will lead you to the households and gardens. Side streets and stairs constitute an artistic labyrinth. Enjoying our leisurely walk along the blue path, we decided to continue our walk through to Corniglia. Now the path itself, although a leisurely walk, still had a number of steps and inclines, but it was very pleasant to walk along the cliff's edge and around the peninsula to the next bay. However, what we discovered shortly thereafter is the blue path just dwindles out. It looked like it had been closed for some time, in need of repairs. No signage, I should say, either, before we got to that point, which meant we turned around and reassessed what we did from there. Our reassessment was to take the more challenging orange path. However, after undertaking about a 15 to 20 minute steep incline and then looking further up, we decided to not only just rest our bodies but also the legs of our little Boston Terrier Yoki. We returned to Manarola, caught our breath again, and then decided to catch the train to Corniglia. Corniglia town differentiates itself from the other towns in its elevated position high above the sea compared to the other 4 towns along the coast. It is situated on a promontory of a height of about 100 metres, which is steep and inaccessible from the sea. Now the railway station itself for Corniglia is based just off sea level, so it's a short walk and then a steep incline, or you can wait for the courtesy bus if you have a ticket. If you don't, it's a couple of euro each way to the centre of town. Corniglia is smaller than the other towns previously visited. The main street winds in the middle of the low constructions and finishes on a panoramic terrace with a fantastic view over the sea. We stayed there for lunch, enjoying lunch in a small cafe before returning back to the train station and back to La Spezia, where we explored the other two villages the following days. Arriving in Vernaza town by train, you step off the platform and you're immediately at the head of the street which meanders down to the harbour of Vernaza. And Vernaza is considered by many to be the most beautiful village of the whole Cinque Terre. Going down the main street, you'll arrive at the picturesque square next to the port itself. On one side, an arcade palace and medieval houses. On the other one, the parish church with the octagonal belfry of 40 metres. Going up to the village's highest part, you see rest of Genoa's fortifications, which consist of town walls and two defending towers. You arrive at the municipality square, from where you will see the whole village itself. The areas that we explored was the Castle Doria, which is the castle that dominates on the rock of a height of more than 70 metres in the village's south, and also explored the church itself. And last but not least, we arrive at Monterosso al Mare via railway. Now the station itself is in between the two centres of Vernaza and Monterosso. Monterosso being the antique settlement, part of the UNESCO heritage, and Vernaza is basically the old residential zone and villas which were constructed much later. Now the railway station, once you disembark and you are facing the ocean, you turn left and you walk towards Monterosso. Walking to Monterosso, you can go via two means. You can walk along the promenade through a tunnel into the township itself, or you can take the pedestrian street which goes up along the slopes of the hill of San Cristoforo. This hill leads along the promenade itself, provides an amazing views of both bays, but also leads you to the monastery and adjoining church, where inside you can admire the historical architecture and richness of the church and the monastery. Meandering back down to the township itself, you can also wander down the main street with little streets leading off those as well. You'll be able to get lost. but also admire, again, some wonderful churches within the township itself.
Sorry, honey, I took a decision. I do not want your negative reasons. Hey, 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 I don't want them. Hey, 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 I don't wanna be you. Live we live, live we live. Oh, baby, no. I don't wanna be you, baby, no. I don't wanna be you,
Thank you for watching the vlog on Cinque Terre, including Portovenere. I hope you've taken some insights into this particular region and hope it encourages you to visit all these wonderful towns. And please don't forget Portovenere and the 3 wonderful islands, which we hope to get back to at another time.